So we are very sure that the future for India looks really, really well.
Inaki, how do you expect India to contribute to your global growth plans? If I were to ask you for some numbers, what kind of growth you're expecting for Bupa globally, and how much will India contribute to that?
Look, we are currently, in Bupa, we have 35 million customers. We are growing, you know, because as I said before, it's not only India moving forward, it's the whole world is moving. But, you know, I can tell you now that we already have 10 million customers here in Niva Bupa. So this gives you a perspective of what the future can bring.
Right. Areas where the government can play an intervention in order to increase insurance penetration in India, from global examples, what do you think the government needs to do in order to increase insurance coverage? Inaki.
Yes, so there are a few movements now we are seeing in the world, basically after COVID, to be very honest, because before COVID, we need to recognize that healthcare was moving slowly into the digital space. After COVID, everybody, and I mean everybody in healthcare, meaning the public health networks and the private health networks, now we're taking digitalization very seriously. So digitalization of health is one of the big things in the future. Second thing is making health affordable, because one of the things we have learned through COVID is that because after COVID, the public systems, there is a big collapse because they needed to treat COVID. So making health affordable and easy is one of the second big thing. So digitalization and affordability of health. I think those two elements are very much into the strategy of India. But as I said before, what will make India successful, for sure, is the very unique commitment of the government and the chairman, Mr. Panda, of the regulator on making this happen. When my team told me that Mr. Panda said on 2047 every Indian will have a health insurance, that is absolutely fantastic. It's a very unique commitment. And to be honest, Bupa wants to be with him. On 2047, we will celebrate that every Indian will have a health insurance.
Right. Inaki, earlier you had also spoken about lessons that need to be learned from the pandemic. Do you feel that the world really learned its lessons, or have we forgotten what we went through during the pandemic?
You know, I worry, I think it's a great question, to be honest, and I worry that probably, I am not sure that we have learned, especially, to be honest, public health sectors. And we see this in many, many countries. You know, in relation to Bupa, all of the learnings are incorporated into a document that we keep refreshing like all the time. If there is another pandemic, we believe we're going to be more ready than we were before. But globally speaking, if I consider like the world as a globality, I think there are lessons that to be still to learn, because we believe that there will be like another pandemic. And to be honest, a few weeks ago, I was sharing this with another journalist in the UK, and happened to be like 1 week after this, the World Health Organization said exactly the same. So, you know, that they were worried that the lessons have not been learned as much as we should have.
Right. Krishnan Ramachandran, if I could come to you now. The IRDAI, the insurance regulator, is mulling the next set of reforms. They're consulting the industry on what can be done to drive the next phase of growth in the Indian insurance industry. One of the issues that is being discussed is a composite license. If I were to ask you, what is the key reform that the industry needs right now, what would be the recommendation from your side?
Firstly, thank you for the opportunity, and thank you, Inaki, for being here in India with Niva Bupa. So, look, broadly, I think everything that the regulator is doing in partnership with the industry and with government towards the cause of insurance penetration, I wouldn't say that there's one particular thing. The sum total of all they are doing, I think, will certainly drive the country and the industry towards the ambition of health insurance for all by 2047. So if I look at all of the major reforms already undertaken, around ease of doing business, the shift towards principle-based regulation, freeing up insurance companies from a product design and pricing standpoint, looking at IFRS and solvency. All of these taken together, I think will certainly lead to enhanced awareness, more trust in the industry, and therefore serve the cause of penetration. And I think it's a sum total of all these things that will move the industry forward. And as Niva Bupa, we're very, very excited with what's happening in the insurance industry. I've been a practitioner for 16 years in the Indian insurance industry. And I can tell you, sitting in Niva Bupa, we are very excited. We've been driving a very, very big growth agenda, very focused on customer, making sure that we have the right products for customers, very focused on digital. So I think these are some of the things that we have focused on. To your point on composite license, look, I think the country can do with more competitors. And this is exactly what the chairman says, that so we welcome competition. We think we are a winning company and will continue to be so. In a changing competitive landscape, the country does need more players so that we can increase penetration.
So you're saying that there should be more competition, there should be the entry of more players. If I were to ask you about the current market share that Niva Bupa has in India, products that you would be investing in, that you would be launching in order to grow your penetration, grow your market share, what would that be?
Sure. As of last financial year, and we are very focused on the retail health insurance opportunity in India, our market share was 8.4%, which made us the third largest retail health insurance player platform in the country. In terms of all the things that we are doing to grow, increase penetration and improve market share, one is certainly the right products for the right customer segments. We've had a great history as an innovator as far as product is concerned. So whether it's products for senior citizens, whether it's products for the affluent, the less well-to-do, products for people suffering from chronic conditions, whether it's diabetes or hypertension, I do believe we've brought about some cutting-edge innovation as far as products are concerned for our customers. I think two other things I want to emphasize here. One is we have grown our distribution quite dramatically over the last 3 years. As I stated, we are very excited, and India continues to be a distribution-driven market. So whether it's our own offices, which we have grown to more than 200, virtual offices, we are present in more than 400 cities and towns. We work with a large number of some of the best banks in the country, non-banks in the country, and a very, very exciting digital business, whether it's our own or through partnerships. I think it's the sum total of all of this that will help us continue to pursue the opportunity in health insurance and grow our market share.
Right. Krishnan Ramachandran, would you also like to give us certain figures, certain numbers that you're targeting in terms of growth this fiscal?
We do want to grow at between 30 and 35%. Not just this fiscal, we think the opportunity in India is so sizable. And this product is so much needed in our country that we do feel there's the opportunity for us to grow between 25 and 30% into the foreseeable future, not just from this year's standpoint.
Right. Inaki,
all of what I described, whether it's products, distribution.
Right. Please go ahead.
Products, distribution, focus on customer. I think all of these will help us maintain these kind of growth rates into the future.
Right. I would also like to ask you about recent reports that Niva Bupa was said to be weighing a stake sale at $2 billion valuation. What is the current status of talks with the prospective buyers? And are you looking to close a deal anytime soon?
So, look, I know there is some speculation in the market. Look, and I think it's safer and it's better for everybody not if I don't make any comment on speculation. But look, what is not on speculation is that we have been in the country for the last 10 years. It's not on speculation that Bupa loves India. And it's not on speculation that we are a long-run player. So we want to be here with, as I said, with Mr. Panda on 2047, celebrating that every Indian has a health insurance.
Right. Also, Inaki, consolidation has been a trend in the insurance sector that we're seeing. More M&As, is that something that you're eyeing?
Look, when you see other markets, yeah, normally, I mean, markets that are really growing fast, at some point they get into some sort of consolidation. For me, I don't have probably enough knowledge of the Indian market to make like a statement of this type. But what I can tell you is something that I am seeing in other industries, so will probably something that might happen in India.
Right. Final question to you, Krishnan Ramachandran. Yes, we had Inaki just explaining to us and giving us an answer to the question about speculation on the stake sale. How important would this be for the growth of Niva Bupa in India?
If you ask me personally, in terms of the capital that the company needs, whether it's to fund growth or help us meet our solvency commitments, in all of the time that I've been with the company, both Bupa as well as True North, our shareholders, have been very, very supportive. And as Inaki just mentioned, both shareholders are very committed to giving the company all the capital it needs. Of course, the underlying assumption is it will be used effectively and efficiently. But whatever capital we need to drive our growth, meet our solvency obligations, existing shareholders are more than willing to meet those capital commitments. I can certainly confirm that from a company standpoint.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. More news and updates continue right here.